Iran says it has handed over its latest proposal after the Trump administration rejected previous offers. It comes as the conflict reaches a critical test before Congress and gas prices hit a new high since the war began 2 months ago. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House. And we're going to work on getting you that story a little bit later. We're having some technical problems. For now, we're going to move on. Developing in Fayetteville, police say they're looking for a suspect after a stabbing last night. They responded just after 7:30 to a reported disturbance near East Huntsville Road and South Sherman Avenue. A victim was transported to the hospital, but police say their injuries are non-life-threatening. Police say it appears to be a dispute between acquaintances, but not a domestic dispute. We are working to learn more, and we'll bring you any updates here on 5 News. And in other news, a man running for state senate in Oklahoma was found dead Thursday. Barry Christian was reported missing after he failed to show up for a scheduled meeting on Tuesday. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation says they located Christian's truck Thursday, crashed into a ravine near the town of Eric. Authorities say the 54-year-old's body was inside, but they have not determined his cause of death. Christian was a Republican candidate for State Senate District 38. His death is currently under investigation. The Van Buren Police Department is asking for the public's help in locating a missing woman. Officers say 72-year-old Sharon Brasher was last seen Monday night. Her clothing description is unknown. Police say she may have been driving a blue 2014 Jeep Cherokee with Arkansas license plate 323258 and could be heading south toward El Dorado. Family members say Brasher has health issues that have them concerned for her safety. Anyone with information about her whereabouts is urged to contact the Van Buren Police Dispatch. And a major expansion at Mercy Fort Smith is moving forward. Hospital leaders say it's a $41 million project aimed at expanding cancer care in the region. The expansion will add more than 50,000 square feet of clinical space, along with new technology and additional specialists. Hospital leaders say the goal is to improve access to comprehensive cancer treatment for patients across the region.
For a long time, we've known there was a gap in our ability in this region to serve the number of cancer patients that we have adequately. In fact, there are over 5,000 newly diagnosed cases every single year. And ultimately, when you look at the infrastructure, that means that there are a couple of thousand patients every year that are having to leave our region to get the care that they need.
The new cancer center is expected to open by July of next year. The state Supreme Court has upheld the murder conviction of a Bella Vista man. Mauricio Torres was appealing his conviction from a 2015 case centering around the death of his 6-year-old son. Torres was found guilty of capital murder during a third trial and was given a life sentence. Torres argued comments from a medical examiner in the trial were enough for a mistrial, but the court disagreed and said the conviction was just, and ultimately the comments did not impact justice in the case. A Benton County arrest is raising concerns about how artificial intelligence can be used to manipulate images online, especially involving children. Authorities say a man was arrested in Benton County, accused of using artificial intelligence to manipulate photos, turning them into sexually explicit images, including images of minors. Prosecutors say cases like this highlight how the technology can be misused and the harm it can cause to victims. They say they're working to address growing concerns tied to AI-generated content.
It is something that we're going to have to continue to work on, working with our law enforcement partners in dealing with tools on how to identify these things and working with the General Assembly to, one, identify the holes in the law.
He says that's why it's critical for parents to understand the risks, talk with their kids about what they share online, and monitor what they're posting. Arkansas State Police say a man was arrested in Baxter County on child sexual abuse material charges. 61-year-old Michael Wasmer now faces 49 felony counts. Troopers say a search of his home turned up additional illegal materials, drugs, about 50 firearms, and a pipe bomb. The Bentonville Bomb Squad was called in for a controlled detonation. Authorities say he could face additional drug and weapon charges and remains in the Baxter County Jail on a $400,000 bond. This weekend, thousands of bikers will roll into Fort Smith for the 11th annual Steel Horse Rally. With more motorcycles on the road, drivers are being urged to stay alert and aware. Police are issuing extra caution a day after a Fayetteville police motorcycle officer was injured in a crash. With bikers expected to come and go from all over, police say drivers need to watch for blind spots.
You're piloting a several thousand-pound metal projectile down the roadway. You need to be cognizant of what's around you. Be aware of motorcycles and take that extra second or two before making lane changes or turns. And if you're operating a motorcycle, you need to be aware that sometimes they can't see you.
Avenue will be shut down all weekend to protect visiting bikers. The Steel Horse Rally began this morning and ends Saturday evening. Well, First Friday returns to downtown Bentonville today. Crystal Bridges will take over the area with art activities and a mini gallery. And this afternoon, over 24 acts will compete in the Bentonville's Got Talent competition. Plus, local soccer clubs will host games and challenges on the square, celebrating this year's World Cup. Food trucks open at 11 this morning, and the event ends with a live concert at 8:15 tonight.